Hey, this is Mercy Favor, and thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And in my previous videos, I taught you so many things like laying over tablecloth, relaying over tablecloth. The last lesson I taught you on how to do a la carte table setup. And today, I want to teach you how to do basic table setup. Now, from the word basic, it means that we cannot do without it on the table. So, in case you're in a restaurant and you don't know what the guest is going to order, you just have no idea, you can always put a joint knife and a joint fork. Those are the basic table setup. Regardless of what the guest is going to eat, always have your joint knife and your joint fork at the center of the table. But first things first. Before we do the basic table setup, we need to have our table that is stable. We need to have our linen well spread on the table, clean and well pressed, just like mine. And then we have to put the table accompaniments. So I'm going to put the table accompaniments first before we put the cutleries. So table accompaniments can always be placed on either a service plate or a silver like the way I have. So the first thing that you need to have on the table is your flower vessel. The flower vessel has to have fresh flowers, not artificial flowers, and inside it we need to have water in it. The second item that we need to have on the table is our table number, just so that the waiter can identify the table when they're having their orders. The third thing we can put on the table is an ashtray. An ashtray is used by the guest to put in stubs when they're smoking. And then we can have the cruet sets. The cruet sets, one is normally for chili and one is normally for salt. So one cruet set is for pepper and another one is for salt. And then we can have our bottle ketchups, one for chili sauce and another one for tomato sauce. And if you have bread roll as one of the soup's accompaniments, then definitely you have to put what? A butter dish. So now my table accompaniments are good and set to go. Now let's go to the table setup of basic table setup. We said we need a joint knife and a joint fork. So the first thing we place on the table, you can either take a joint plate or you can just go directly to our napkin fold. Any type of napkin fold will do. So the first thing you do is place your napkin fold at the center of the table. Remember, one of the rules of setting the table is that you start inside going outside. We start inwards going outside. So the first thing I place on the table is my joint knife. My joint knife at the right side of the guest, and then always make sure it's an inch away from the table. And then my joint fork at the left hand side of the guest, and it should be an inch away from the table. And make sure that the spacing is beautiful. And then just at the top right cover of the guest, place your glass of water. And if you have a wine glass as well, you can place a glass of water and a wine glass. And finally, you need to have your side plate and your side knife, butter knife, at the left hand side of the guest. So that's how we basically set our basic table setup. Of course, putting in mind the rules that it should be an inch away from the table and it should have even spacing. Of course, the cutlery should be spotlessly clean. Thank you for following me. For more of these technical skills, kindly follow me to my YouTube channel at the screen.